Mr. President, I'd like to speak to you in reference to a situation occurring about my residence. You see, sir, I have nowhere to live, neither a stable income to keep it if I did. I'm an Iraq war veteran, post 9/11, was injured during my second tour 2007. I received a lump sum compensation to go along with my discharge papers after my amputation. Became useless to this great nation. I was quick to lay my life down for without a hesitation. On top of expensive medication for this and that. The military want their money back. I didn't read the fine print to the fullest extent. Only get a G a month, they take 85%. As a result, I was incapable of paying my rent. So to the streets I went with no legs and penniless. Mr. President, you gotta come and help me if you can, for I'm long gone, buried in the sand. I'm loyal to this land, this country, I need a helping hand. And calling you, it wasn't in the plan. Every day I'm in the jam. I'm begging you, please come save America. Yes, I'm begging you, please come save America.
Hi, my name is Eric Protein Mosley, and I'm here on Skid Row, Los Angeles, the largest population of homelessness in the United States of America, and maybe in the world. And I'm here to show you a documentary titled Skid Row Journey Political, where I will be challenging all of those who are in power positions, such as politicians, celebrities, and anyone who can make a change, to please come down here in Skid Row, Los Angeles and make that change. Thank you. Man, that's my brother Win.
What's going on, bro? How you feeling?
What's up?
Man, just enjoying this weather, man.
And then, so look, how long you been out here, man?
About 3 weeks now.
3 weeks now. So where you from?
Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois. So
Yes,
what do you see when you first came out here?
Well, when I first came out here, I had walked all the way from LAX, 12-mile journey. And when I seen the area, it's just like, oh, it's a whole different world, man. It's just pressing on you, And with me, with guys to put them on hard, I'll just go and check and see if everybody all right.
Yeah.
People just, I mean, in Chicago, it's a nice homeless number, but here, man, this take the cake. I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, so I'm from Detroit, so I was just right down the highway from you, know what I'm saying? And I done been to Chicago, and I know with the homeless, it's so cold there that they ain't playing that, like that tent, all that stuff like that. The mayors ain't playing like nobody shooting up and throwing needles out in the middle of the street and stuff like that. So in Chicago, what would you say to a new incoming mayor? What could they do to make it where the city of Chicago never ends up like this, what you're seeing here?
Well, I'll tell you, they got like the HUD programs where they doing building, like shelters and things like that. But as from what I understand, it's a law been passed in California where they're supposed to be giving homes. They're supposed to be giving keys to homeless people, and that's a law passed Section 3 according to the HUD. The HUD Section 3 article. I feel like that could be, the same thing could be done in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
They passed a law where the government would have to give, I mean, man, like to sit up there and have the streets like this, like what would you want people to think about your city, you know what I'm saying? And you want people to think that your city doesn't help. California here has some good programs, but Chicago, they don't have any programs like they have here.
Oh, that would be for Chicago. So what if somebody from like Washington, D.C. was watching right now, or Minneapolis, because I used to live up in Minneapolis, and it's so clean up there. Their hoods is like the suburbs, and they want to keep it like that. Their Skid Row is like from here to the corner right there, right? And so what could Minnesota do to keep that Skid Row that size and not make it a 50, this is like a 50-block radius here. It's like 5,000 to 8,000 people here. What would you say to the mayor of Minneapolis?
Well, I would say need better programs. I say what we do is I'm from the YBCA, the Young Black Contractors Association.
Wow.
And what we do is we go out, we fight for contracts. We fight for contracts to the underutilized, small businesses. We make sure that they're getting a cut. And like I say, the law's been passed to where they have to include the smaller businesses, and that's what we're doing. If they're giving more contracts to the small, who they consider the small businesses,
right.
I believe that would at least stimulate the economy to some point where there could be some kind of hope for someone who's living hopeless, they can, you know, obtain some kind of, you know, a job, you know, and actually have health care as well.
It's the 5th largest economy in the world, Los Angeles, California. So what is all of this?
On my way, on my way, on my way to the White House, baby. On my way, on my way, on my way to the White House, baby. White House, baby. On my way.
You're doing a documentary about homelessness and stuff like that. What is your perspective about homelessness? What you got to say about Skid Row?
Homeless is by choice. Mayor is doing what he can do for one that wants to transition. Some people use downtown Los Angeles, SROs, skid row houses, to transition to a better life. Sometimes it can make a person stuck. It all depends. I mean, just but homeless. My reason why I came homeless is because I couldn't put the pipe in. And that's what was all my focus. It's just crack cocaine. I didn't care whether I lived or not. I was ready to die. Just give me the hit right now, and I'll die later. I'm ready. The serial killer would have pulled up and said, "I got a gang of dope, but can I kill you?" I said, "Hell yeah, open the door, but let me smoke now. Kill me later. I'm ready. You got your knife, put it on to the side. I got my, but now, listen, they got a lot of help down here.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been in prison 3 times down here. My last prison case was 14 years. By selling dope. Only reason I sold dope to keep smoking. But wait a minute, I'm not a dope. Now I'm trying to smoke for free. You ain't gonna give me no dope. But now, to me, after I got out, did the 14 years, I came down here. Studio House Trust put me on one.
All right.
They hired crackhead, felon.
So what do you think that mayor could do to help people like yourself that's just transitioning from prison, that's coming home, that want to stay clean? You know what I'm saying? What could he do?
To me, would help a person like me, motivate me to keep on the same track, was when I get out of prison, I'm trying to stay clean, and I'm dealing with a youth that's having active addiction.
Yeah.
He used to open up a volunteering group of us recovering addicts to volunteer to go get out there and help. We can't touch everybody, maybe we can touch
Wow, I love that. So what would you say to another politician in another city so that their city wouldn't turn out to Skid Row? If you were talking to a mayor in Minneapolis, New York, Chicago, or any other city, especially Washington, D.C., what would you say to them about how they can control their situation?
Put your tennis shoes, your sweats, your t-shirt on, come down here, hook up with my mayor so he can school you about what's really going on, what can happen to your stuff. So to prevent your stuff to get like this, you can jump in, help us keep us up, so won't be attention to your virus won't travel to your city.
All right.
Hold up, you want your city like this? Help clean minds up. We need it nationwide.
On my way, on my way, on my way.
Yeah. Lydia, how are you?
Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, man, what is up with the street, man? I mean, every 2 or 3 blocks, I see needles. They doing this. Their house is messed up. They still in carts. They don't even know who they are. They can't even spell their name.
Well, so how did it, I used to be homeless myself, right? So, but I got, I said, I want to make a difference for myself, and I broke my way out of that. So, with the packs and stuff like that, what can a person do to break
needle
up?
cap, see? Needle cap before you see a needle.
Right, but what could the person do to break the habit out of this?
My theory really, put them in a rehab if they don't want to go.
Put everybody in a rehab?
Put them in a rehab.
And then if they don't want to go?
If they don't want to go, hey, ain't nothing wrong with tying their hands up, put them in the car. You going anywhere.
So you mean by force or by choice, right?
By force or by choice, you're going. One way or another, you're going to get to a rehab.
Wow. So what about the people that are not doing drugs and stuff that's down here?
They need to kind of encourage those that are doing and say, hey, this too shall pass. Because I know Jesus, it's not gonna let you fall and strike your foot upon no rock, because only he knows what's gonna happen. You know, I
So,
mean,
where you see yourself at in 3 years from now?
probably going back to school and become arts and graphics design for Google.
Yeah, that's what's up. And you know,
Make
look,
my own little comic strip.
man, that's what's
Because
up.
this right here, I used to do it. I hate to see somebody just.
Wow.
It's not because. The mayor needs, whatever he's doing, he needs to drop what he's doing and look out for the people downtown LA, because we that don't have a home got it a lot worse than those that do have a home. Come here and take care of these people. Look at them. This is like if it was a duplex.
Right.
You know, you got across the street and you got over here. You know, this is low budget over here. That's the condominiums over there.
Oh, okay.
You know, when you evolve to a condominium, means that your check went up and you got to add a little hatch to it, a little dome tent.
Wow.
And they're like, what's that that just sprouted in the back of your tent? A duplex.
All right, Miss Lady. So the last but not least, where do we want to see Skid Row in 3 years from now?
We want to see Skid Row alive and kicking.
As a distant memory.
And as a distant memory.
What you say, my man?
As a distant memory. I've been downtown since 1987. Longer than that. I can't get my papers, so I can't get my housing. The reason why I can't get my papers is because of the Anti-Terrorism Act, which revised after the 2/11 strikes, made it that you have to have verifiable documentation in order to receive verifiable documentation. You don't have it or you never have it.
So it's like a catch-22.
Expatriated.
So the mayor, what would you say to the mayor if he was looking at this show?
His job, as far as I'm concerned, he's doing a fine job. He's demonstrated enough concern and conscientious regard. And he's actually gone out there on the street himself. He made the special team or whatever, the ones that actually established an actual account of the amount of homeless in downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And so he's, I mean, as far as doing the footwork and the hands-on, that's what I have to say to Eric Garcetti.
All right, well, look at him saying
He's done more than any other mayor I've ever seen, and I've been here a while.
Wow. So let me ask you this: have you ever lived in any other city besides Los Angeles?
Yes, I have.
Besides California, period.
Yeah.
Like what other city?
Manny, Louisiana.
Yeah, I've been over there. Homer, Manny, New Orleans, and all that. So how would you say? Okay, now you know their homeless population is real low, right? So, and they don't play that tent stuff and all that kind of stuff. What would you say to the people, the politicians in Louisiana, so that they wouldn't get their cities to turn out to be like how Skid Row, Los Angeles is? What would you say to another city of look at this and use this as a model and not to become like this? What would be your advice? Say Louisiana, say the word Louisiana.
Louisiana, and first of all, you have to kind of compare to us a quick consensus. We have a lot more exigent activity that occurs in Los Angeles. There's a lot more crime, and whether the level of crimes are, I would say, more critical in Los Angeles than they are in Louisiana, I'm not sure about that. I don't know, but I know there's a lot.
But the point is that I'm saying is for them not to get to this point. What would you say? Hey, look, you should try to. I mean, what would be your advice as to keep it at that level that they have it, where it won't get out of control like it is here in Los Angeles?
If you're gonna impose the law of jurisdiction, right?
Yeah.
And it's a broad subject in any state. You have to do it fairly. You have to be fair, not just pinpoint one group or entity, because you don't like the way they look, or you don't like the way they smell in particular, you don't like the way they live, or how they stood vigilant in their time of trials and tribulation, you can't hold that. You have to be fair. And so I would say, tell other states, if you're going to impose any law, do it impartially. Don't do it, where you have this much of the law, the letter of the law, and then this much of it is gray arbitrary area, gives an officer great arbitrary authority to do and impose a law how you're supposed to want to do it.
All right.
Because I guarantee you, the bad guy is going to lose every time, and I don't have a problem with that.
Trump is a bad guy.
Well, okay, speaking of Trump, and now we're on the subject of Washington, D.C. Now we're at home in the home base. We live in the most expensive, not the most expensive country, but the most powerful country in the world. Now, speaking of Washington, D.C., what would you say to the President of the United States of America? Why are people living out on the streets and we have all of this money? Come on, to Washington, D.C., and we're going to close it out.
I stay in my lane. I'll probably never go to Washington again. I've been...
They need to make Trump. They need to make Trump walk the plank.
I've been so out of touch with my political standpoints over the last probably 25 years or so, because I've been doing so much time that I just assume the laters of not allowing it to worry me or consume me to where I would rant at something that would meet my disapproval. I'm not going to do that.
So you're not really mad about it. You're just kind of content about it, and you know that you can work your own way about this situation, right?
I mean, I've been trying hard for the last...
And that's my point. So everybody, dude, like I was telling her, I've been in this situation. I was homeless for 30 years. No, I'm not going to take that back. I was homeless for 20 years. I spent something like 15 years down here with a child. Okay, back in '89, you remember when the Detroit Pistons beat the LA Lakers? I was down here at the Russ Hotel, right there. Yeah, at the hotel. So I got that time down here, but what I'm saying is I had to get some type of services and some type of help, first getting off of drugs, then getting some type of housing, and then having people help me, because you can't do it by yourself. So that's why I'm trying to call out the politicians and stuff. For them, they gotta start trying to help and do more things. You know what, y'all said enough, and I just respect y'all, and you know what, I hope that what y'all said is gonna make some type of impact to the president, because we talked about the president, we talked about other cities, and what y'all said really stood out. And I hope that that God blesses y'all, and that God delivers y'all from off the street and give y'all each and everything y'all deserve, man. Thank you. Tim, man, look, man, how long you been out here?
15 years.
And being homeless?
San Francisco.
Yeah, I've been up there. That's a good thing, because look, I was up there homeless in the Tenderloin. And so, what's the difference between up there and down here?
I don't have any picture ID. I don't have any money. Homeless, sleep on the sidewalk.
All the time?
Yeah, all the time. They don't give me coils, niggas. Let me hit their melt pipe or nothing.
Oh man, so why you want to hit a melt pipe?
For 75 cents.
Well, come on, man. So let me ask you this: what helps you get off of that crystal meth?
Just walk the streets and be seen and believe in God all along.
Let me ask you this: you think they should have some type of program for you where you don't gotta be sleeping on the street and walking up here and down the street smoking crystal meth all night long?
Sure wish, cause they don't even see to it. I had to eat up at the overnight, give me some grits, oatmeal.
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to get off crystal meth?
I ain't got no money to buy crystal meth with.
But do you want to quit?
Yeah, I want to quit.
No, you just said no.
If I don't have it, I quit. But I get something. Buy me some palm.
Look, you said if you don't have it, you'll quit, right?
Yeah.
But if you have it, you will keep doing it.
Asparagus, I give it out.
Well, let me ask you.
I don't let anybody hit my pipe,
Do you want to get off of it and get back to working? Because I know I could look at you back in the 70s. No, hold on. Wait.
Yeah, janitorial.
Come
pick
on,
up paper, mock clothes.
Back in the 70s, man, when you was in high school, you had it going on back then, and you know it didn't. Tell me how you was living in the 70s.
Watching Red Fox, Stephanie.
Had a nice house and everything.
Good times.
So good time. Don't you want to go back to that?
Yeah, Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, don't you want to live that life
Earth, Wind,
again?
yeah, Lakeside, New York, Lakeside.
So what you gonna do to get back to that?
I'm gonna have to find my picture ID from Learning Center down there. Well, if I come back and check, back in 2 weeks, they tell me to take a voucher, take the DMV. But I'm gonna have to get that social work email address.
So what you think the mayor or the city or the
They ain't gonna do that.
What about all these LA got all these big these celebrities, all the basketball players, celebrities, big time movie stars.
I wish I had a 75 cent. I'd give everybody a quarter, nickel penny.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about let's talk about the celebrities. Yeah. What should they do? What should they do? Look at this, man. What they should do about this?
I can't keep walking. Guy hit me in the lip, you know. Where's my money? He ain't buy me one sheriff cigarette. Where's my money? I ain't never seen him before in my life. Hit me in the lip yesterday.
So you're not scared of walking around?
I ain't going back on that corner, the first corner to the right, left corner, second corner to the left.
Which one?
I watched you 3 blocks down.
You talking about what could make a difference?
Communication skills.
To take you back to where you was at before you was smoking crystal
hold on,
listen, before you was smoking crystal meth and before you was homeless, what kind of help could take you back to that, man?
Well, I guess SSI, my crazy chick, right? Grace is on my check. She give me $100 a month. I get $1,200 a month. She don't give me about $100 a month.
No, what? Nobody gave me about. You're the devil. Who gave you back? Who gave you back all you say to say goodbye? You are the queen of the world, but not queen of the state. Of course, if you leave, what do they give?
On my way to the White House, baby.
What is your situation down here on Skid?
No, hold on. You ask me, you can make a question. I say, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
See.
You say you are working in phone.
A documentary about to give people help. Yeah, there we go. We're on the same.
Let me explain it. Okay. How I deal in this situation. I said, okay, what happened? And you say, okay, I'm working. We are working on the. To answer your question properly, my situation.
Yeah.
I cannot place it in a little bit of time.
Oh, you talking about right here?
No. In the
you're not talking about
No. I'm sorry. I said my situation. Why I am here in Skid Row.
Yeah.
I cannot express it in just a little bit. Like you say on your first question.
Right, you can't explain it in a little bit. So you from Cuba?
No way, Jose.
No, where you from? I'm sorry.
Yo soy americano, soy mexicano.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. You sound you got like a Cuban accent, though, man. Oh, you gotta get along with the Cubans.
Ayer no fui de Cuba. A mí me pintó. Primero me pidió.
But you from Mexico?
Claro que sí.
So what would you say to all the other Mexican people that are down here? What kind of conditions are they going through? Like, are they getting help like down here?
Excuse me, man. Pueblo es pueblo.
This your
People
house?
is the pueblo. This is my house.
This su casa?
Sí, esto.
Su casa right here? No su casa there?
No.
Todo?
Casa.
Todo casa right here, aquí?
Toda mi casa aquí está.
Oh my, yeah. I thought this was su casa right here.
No way, Jose. I wish.
Oh, man, amigo, come on, man. You know what? I hope you get you at least a tent, man.
Be great, but I mean, don't worry. I mean, I am not the only one living like this.
Yeah.
We are many.
Right.
It's because we don't have stories. There are situations, you know.
Yeah, right.
That's
So this is su casa, todo está bien, this is all nomás?
Pero en mi casa nomás esto, jacket, dos jackets.
And what else? What else you got?
Dos jackets, two blankets, another jacket.
Yeah.
That's it.
Another?
That's it.
No.
Papel.
And then there's a bed?
Papel. Techo.
All night? So, okay, look, what do you want the city to do? What do you want the city of Los Angeles to do to help you get the situation better?
My business, me pound spot.
Yeah.
Me pound spot is my business.
Right.
My dinero.
Right.
I don't need any lawyer or any police.
All right, amigos. So there you have it. Downtown Los Angeles, Skid Row. I have touched bases with many types of homelessness. The upper, the middle, the lower class individual who lives on the streets, the ones who live in shelters, and also people who live in these hotels downtown Los Angeles. What we're doing is we're calling out to politicians and celebrities all across America to make a change right here in Los Angeles, California, Skid Row.
On my way, on my way to the White House, baby. On my way.